something quite bold and new for Marvel to do, you know, and just in the having, you know, not just in terms of the blood and the gore and the guts and the sinister kind of, you know, behavior of some of the characters, but also in thematically it feels quite mature, you know, and you know, it kind of gets political at times, etc. And I thought what a cool superhero show. To have that's geared towards a slightly more mature audience. It's great, you know. It's such a cool opportunity, and I was thrilled, and just wanted to make sure that we serve the content as best as we could. It's very exciting, and I feel very, very lucky. You know, whenever you sign on to something, you have no idea how it's going to turn out, and you can, you know, to make a film or a TV show requires so many people, and you know, so you can work your ass off, and often it kind of doesn't really work for whatever reason. And I don't think there's no proven formula. Otherwise, everything would be a huge hit. So you know, I'm thrilled for everyone involved, but it's, you know, I think it was just you know, the pieces came together really nicely, and everyone seems to, we all seem to, you know, we bonded really well, and we all seem to be on the same page, and it's a great bunch of people, and we got lucky, you know, and that's very, you know, I'm very grateful to everyone involved for that. I'd never read a Daredevil comic when I got the job, so it was I immersed myself in that very, very quickly and started reading as much as I could get my hands on, which in a way was kind of a good thing, because it meant that I didn't come with any preconceived ideas to the project. You know, I didn't have an opinion about who Daredevil should be, Matt Murdock should be, and what the show should look like and feel like. I was able to just serve the scripts. I read a ton of comics, and you know, I mean, that's like a you know, 50, 60 years of back catalogue to draw upon, which is incredibly helpful. And really what I did is I spent a lot of my time reading the comics and deciding which writers and illustrators best represented the show that was being written, you know, both tonally and thematically, where, you know, where the show that we were filming was going to live. It depends on the sequence, and it depends on what the moves were. I had an amazing stunt double who achieved spectacular feats, things that I didn't even know human beings could do. But the show doesn't have any CGI in it in that regard, so it's all, you know, everything that you see is being done by someone, by a human being rather than a computer. And I did a lot of it. You know, I really enjoyed getting involved and getting stuck in, and whenever I was able to, I did quite a lot. I worked quite closely with a gentleman who's been blind for 20 years, a blind consultant called Joe, and you know, I filmed him, and I talked to him extensively about you know, household chores and getting around, and you know, he helped me with my cane technique, and you know, I watched his eyes a lot, and reading Braille, making a cup of tea, all that kind of stuff. I wanted to become really familiar with it all, so that if and when it came up on set, I wasn't, you know, dumbfounded and didn't know how to go about doing it. And that proved to be really, really helpful. I think the best thing I can say about it is, if you're a Marvel fan, I think you'll be really pleased. If you're a Daredevil fan particularly, I think you'll be really, really over the moon with the show and the feel and look of the show. But more importantly, I think that if you're not a fan, you mustn't feel like the show isn't for you. I think that the reason there's been such a strong response to the show is because it survives not on the superhero element, but on the fact that it's a you know, a kind of a crime show. It's a kind of a crime drama, and the characters are very interesting, and they're explored in a very subtle, interesting, you know, sophisticated way, and the superhero element is really just a part of it. It's just sprinkled on top, and so I think people who've never been exposed to comic books or superhero movies might really enjoy the show.